In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome. Just checking the sound.
Oh, this is our episode number 2, where we talk about scientific research. We've been neglecting this scientific research for a long time, either because there is no time for it, or because, in my opinion, some of it may not deserve a dedicated episode. And so I was kind of putting it aside. But when we thought about this matter, we said that we would present its summary, and you can judge the research. You might benefit from the summary, and if the summary is not enough to give the idea of the research, you can ask me for details about this research, and we can make an episode about it. Specifically, so that we cover it well, and there is more benefit than the episodes. I tried it yesterday and found a response to it, so we thought it would be a shame to leave these researches without benefiting or providing benefit to the viewer. So let's start, and then we can, God willing, take your comments. I see people have started to join the broadcast, so I might try to check on the mobile if the broadcast has started or not, so I can take comments from the mobile. That's regarding the talk. Let's now go through the research one by one, and those who missed this broadcast can watch it in the replay, God willing. And if you feel that the rhythm of the sound is slow because we are reading and translating their studies, you can speed it up using the gear icon. You can speed up the sound to the level you want, or tap on the screen to speed up the sound. The first study with us says that cigarette smokers, the group that smokes, and the relationship of this with the level of a certain protein called alpha-klotho. Our viewers in front of us will remember this word. We talked about this alpha-klotho and said it's the protein of youth, the protein of health, the protein of well-being, and it has an anti-aging effect. And even here in the title, it says alpha-klotho levels in the blood and the anti-aging hormone. But this is the title. The study itself says among US adults, meaning the study was limited to adults in the United States, meaning the authors of this are Americans. Of course, we will just quickly look at the summary of the hazard. And which says that smokers have a low level of the youth protein. If we could make this protein into an injection and give it to people, we would solve many health problems, especially their vascular and kidney health. They have a deficiency in this protein, which causes them to age quickly. And in today's event, there was a doctor I didn't know at all, a doctor who was talking about a diet called the Tayyibat diet. Some comments would come when we talked about diets, asking me what I think of doctors. Until yesterday, someone was asking me what I think of Dr. So-and-so. Until about 4 or 5 days ago, I came across a video by someone named Ahmed Bahiri, who was criticizing this doctor very harshly and citing clips from one of his videos. Also, Dr. Ahmed Mansour criticized him 2 years ago, and that was the video I received right after. So I decided to check out this doctor. And it's strange that the doctor speaks in this way. So I went in and found his videos. Yeah, and of course, his latest video came to me, and I found out that he has a problem with the syndicate and a problem with the university because of his violent statements that go against everything known in medicine. Evidence-based medicine is based on scientific research and results. The man is very smart, but from the 2 videos I watched, it's clear he's a genius and he shouldn't have become a doctor. He should have become something else. But unfortunately, we put all the top high school graduates into medicine, but these people should have gone into better fields like nuclear engineering or something like that. His intelligence made his mind, his behavior conflicted with itself. And I also saw a video of him in a debate with a doctor specializing in the field of vascular medicine. The important thing, just the note I want to mention, is that I noticed he is a very heavy smoker. That's what brought up the issue.
I heard today about his death, and God knows if it's true or not. If it's true, may God have mercy on him. His first name is Daya. He was smoking openly during the live broadcast, smoking in a very terrible way. I noticed something. I recently saw a video of him after the events that happened to him, and a video from a year ago, one after the other. The change in his appearance, which is aging, the deterioration in appearance, signs of aging and senility within 1 year was very significant. Okay, and if you don't believe it, go back and watch his recent videos or something from a year ago. You'll find a strange change in appearance. So I linked that to the issue of smoking. And of course, it could be the stress he experienced in the end. After being a man who appeared on screens and all that, suddenly everything was taken away from him.
It's a big tragedy, and may God help him.
And unfortunately, and I didn't catch the system of Tayyibat in these two videos, folks. I don't know the person speaking. I couldn't figure out what this Tayyibat system is to judge it. But from what people say, it's completely contrary to what's commonly known. They tell you that you want to lose all fats and carbohydrates, definitely fats, and all sugars. They tell you sugar means what things.
When I encountered this system, or if anyone knows it, please write me a summary in the comments.
We return here to scientific research conducted on Americans, which states that among the many terrible effects of smoking is that it reduces the level of protein that we always talk about. In an important episode about carbohydrates, we talked about alpha glucosidase and said we wish we could find an injection for it to solve many problems. He says that active smokers have an inverse relationship with this protein. The study suggests that cholesterol is the means by which smoking causes thousands of diseases, meaning it lowers the good cholesterol, and when it decreases, all the diseases emerge. This is a brief idea about this research, and I don't think we need to know more than this about the topic of cigarettes. So what does another study say? A recent study shows that aging of the immune system can lead to accelerating the spread or occurrence of cancer. Okay, so this study was conducted at Mount Sinai Hospital, which is in America, meaning it's called Mount Sinai School of Medicine. It seems they have had Mount Sinai in mind for a long time. So we need to be careful, everyone, because we have Sinai. May God protect it. Okay, it might be next, and may God protect it. So they established the Mount Sinai School of Medicine. Okay, it says that this is a recent study that answers the question of cancer, meaning that the relationship of aging with the immune system, how it activates and increases tumor growth. So immunity is very important. Someone might ask, what does aging mean? Like, is the aging of the immune system different from our own aging? By God, we talked about how not every organ in the body ages at the same rate, and people with poor health systems might have weakened immunity, which could lead to a chance for tumors. Okay, there is a medicine. They said that it is a drug called anakinra, is used for rheumatism, for rheumatoid arthritis. The group that has rheumatoid, which is a bit more severe than rheumatism, might benefit from this treatment in lung cancer because it is one of the drugs that modify the immune system. So this is a good study. Okay. Also, information about a very new drug called Lexivi. The active ingredient in it is duroxetinib. This treatment was approved 2 years ago for alopecia. You know, alopecia is the condition in the hair, folks, where many people suffer from a spot in the hair that you find completely without hair. And this can be very harmful and psychologically painful. They say it is a psychological inflammatory condition. And sometimes alopecia affects all the hair, meaning there's not a single hair on the body, even the eyebrows, which is a bit rare, but it happens. Some of you might have seen this, where some people, out of embarrassment, wear a cap or something, or sometimes they use makeup instead of eyebrows or something like that. There is a good treatment for it. And of course, they have written how this treatment works and what its side effects are. Of course, these treatments work on the immune system by reducing a certain type of immune cells that attack the hair-producing cells, so the hair starts to grow again. And this has nothing to do with hair loss, like the baldness that men experience. That's something entirely different. Don't think of using it for regular baldness. No, this is still alopecia, okay?
Okay, a very important study says what? A vitamin available as a dietary supplement, meaning you can get it online or from the pharmacy. All right. It improves walking and enhances circulation, meaning the flow of blood in the limbs.
Therefore, the patient who has a problem and his leg hurts and he can't walk on it can add this vitamin to his regimen, taking it, for example, after lunch. It's called nicotinamide or vitamin B3. I talked before exactly in the second episode about nicotinamide. Go back to my playlist, which is about staying young and anti-aging. You will find the second or third video about vitamin B3, okay? And I was talking about how it is the vitamin of youth, and it has a new use in helping to improve walking and blood circulation in the feet. A very important study tells you that this vitamin is, of course, easy to obtain and available here in Egypt on its own from pharmacies. It's also found in one of the cheapest vitamins we have in Egypt, and there's something called Vita Stress or something like that, which contains a good percentage of it, or vitamin B3. It says that it increased the ability to walk in people who have peripheral artery disease. Those who have, some issues, you find they have the arteries are narrowed, and when he walks a lot, his leg hurts. These are what they call chronic leg conditions, meaning they have very few treatments, or there are very few effective treatments. And of course, the research, when we get into it, the people from Mount Sinai and those folks say how many people have this issue. They say about 60 million people have this problem in America, and that this vitamin is very beneficial for them. And they tried it on people and the details of the research. But my advice is not just for your legs. Vitamin B3 is for everything in your body, okay? Vitamin. So you can say, doctor, what are its side effects? Vitamin, honestly, can be taken up to 1,000 milligrams a day. You will find it in capsules and tablets of 250, 500. There's this cheap Vita about 120 milligrams. What does that mean? All the vitamin injections, the ones they call multivitamin injections, contain about 20 milligrams of it because it's been known for a long time. But to get a good result from it, no, a high concentration of 250 milligrams or more is needed, okay? Then you get all the benefits that God put in this vitamin. Every now and then they discover an anti-aging benefit, and this is for the legs, okay? And so on. This is very beneficial. My advice to everyone watching this video, whether now or later, is to seek out vitamin B3. Its name is very simple, vitamin B3, for those who like to know things by their English name. Here is a study under experimentation, and this is important, but unfortunately, it is considered scientific news and not information to be applied currently. They discovered a way to improve the beta cells of the pancreas that produce insulin, making them active again, meaning they increase their number. In diabetes, these pancreatic cells that produce insulin are greatly reduced. So is there hope for them to produce again? He said there is hope. Of course, the topic of stem cells and the things they are working on still have issues. So they found a mixture I talked about in an episode before. But also quickly, I didn't dedicate an episode to it because it's not available in pharmacies. This mixture consists of two things, one of which is found in pharmacies, the slimming injections. Have you heard about them? The Ozempic and Mounjaro and the slimming injections that are taken weekly, if taken with a substance called harmaline, the active ingredient in the harmal plant. And this substance is not safe because they haven't tested it on humans, only on lab animals. If you put this mixture, the active ingredient in harmal, okay, which is harmaline, which in English is called harman, okay, and this research was also conducted at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine, okay?
As I'm telling you, we should be concerned about Mount Sinai, all the Sinai Mountains, may God protect us. And it is published in the journal Science. Of course, it's something, to reactivate pancreatic cells again, like treating someone with diabetes.
They increased the pancreatic cells in these test animals by 700 times with this mixture, okay? With a mixture of drugs that, by the way, are not originally made for weight loss. They are actually diabetes medications, but they found that they significantly suppress appetite. Okay, so they started giving them to weight loss patients, and they are more commonly known as weight loss injections. So slimming injections with harmin or harmaline in Arabic were found to produce new pancreatic cells for us. What does that mean? Also approval for a new drug or treatment for multiple sclerosis, okay?
It's called Zenobu. So what does that mean?
Let him ask about that. The new treatment for multiple sclerosis, let him ask about that. We could do a full episode on the topic of multiple sclerosis, its causes, and it's a disease of the nervous system, its causes, and what are the modern methods and new medications for its treatment, what's coming for it. Something that concerns diabetes patients. Folks with diabetes, pay close attention to this research because it's very important. Those with diabetes often have peripheral nerve inflammation that starts with numbness. They say their legs feel numb and they can't stand walking on them. There's severe burning pain and it hurts them, making it hard to walk much. Okay, we all talked, and they take medications, painkillers, right? And vitamins for the nerves, we talked about them a lot. There's no treatment. They sometimes take antidepressants, something called duloxetine. Okay, to relieve the pain, it prevents the pain from reaching the brain. So gabapentin, Gabimax, and all these medications. But as a treatment to stop the progression of the disease, no. Until we made an episode about a drug called iparestat. The drug is approved in India and Bangladesh, and they both produce it, and some people told me it was released in Kuwait. This drug, folks, must be taken before 10 years have passed since the onset of diabetes. Because after 10 years, the nerves are like fixed, but it prevents further deterioration, okay? Someone with 10 years of uncontrolled diabetes, their nerves are damaged, so the effect of iparestat is weaker. But if it's early and the nerve is intact, we can prevent deterioration. At that time, I searched, so the enzyme that iparestat, which is only available with those Indians, works on it. Is there something natural that works on it, even if it's a bit weaker than the medication, so we can benefit people with it? There was a group of studies that came to me about some natural things that might do this. So I'll open the research and bear with me for a bit because you have to access it through a link, and it takes a while to get in, and it asks for a password and tells you the password is, I don't know, old or not old. Okay, just until I get into it. It is a very important study that deserves our attention to see what plants and herbs, well, go ahead, may God bless you, that can be beneficial in... Finally, the study opened, thank God. And of course, after a long introduction explaining the symptoms of the disease and the substance that damages the nerve and all that, it goes into a comprehensive review of all types of diseases affecting the nervous system in diabetic patients, including the retina problems and kidney problems, all of this, and the shape of the blood vessels, high blood pressure, and then it talks about all the medications. Then, after that, he comes to the herbs, making a list of herbs. Of course, I appreciate your patience with me until we get to open this research. Among them, I can't mention them all, but among them is the substance quercetin. Yes, quercetin. In general, folks, anything that is colored in natural things, the colored things, among them, what gives these colors found in vegetables and things that have colors like dates. Dates have a dark color, the darker it is. Apples, red grapes, strawberries. Okay, all of these contain substances called phenols. They are all colored substances. All of these are very nice and antioxidants. What does it say quercetin is found in? It's found in strawberries and in citrus fruits, like oranges and others, in broccoli and in red grapes. All of these, you can find it in them. And it's very beneficial for nerve inflammation. What else is there? There's a natural substance called berberine. Have you heard of it? Berberine. Okay, many people talked about berberine. When we are saying that it is the natural alternative to glucophage, they always described it this way. It is available as a dietary supplement that you can buy as it is like a box or obtain it from its natural sources. Now, let's move on to other things. There are, of course, many plants found in China, but the most important one, folks, is what? The Artemisia plant. Phenolic compounds are found in the wormwood plant. Yeah, we did an episode about this plant, and you can refer back to it because we talked about how it can naturally stimulate pancreatic cells. Unfortunately, YouTube didn't like that episode and caused some issues, but we don't care about that. There are several substances here present in the wormwood plant, 1, 2, 3 substances found in the wormwood plant that are very important and beneficial for nerve inflammation. So now it's not just that it will improve your pancreatic cells. This is regular wormwood, not chamomile wormwood. Chamomile wormwood is that lovely flower for sleep. No, the regular wormwood is called common wormwood or Khorasan wormwood or wormwood for worms, right? It tastes bad when it's hot, but when you let it cool down a bit, its taste improves a lot and becomes very close to the taste of chamomile wormwood. And my advice to you, everyone, is not to take it more than once or twice a week, just half a teaspoon, because there are other components in this wormwood that are rich and not easy, meaning they affect the nervous system a bit. Even those who take antidepressants are prohibited from taking wormwood. So that's regarding wormwood. There are also 2 components in green tea. Green tea contains 2 substances, one called catechin and another called epicatechin gallate. Okay, epicatechin gallate or epicatechin is known, and epigallocatechin is the well-known one. So there are 2 substances here in green tea that are beneficial for nerve inflammation. There are also Chinese plants, okay, and it lists the names of the active ingredients in them, which are quite many. There are many Chinese plants, as China has a lot of plants. All right. In big leaves, the very large table, there is also ginger. The group that cultivates ginger. Okay, does this stored ginger have how many substances? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 substances. 5 active phenolic compounds in ginger. I don't know about the storage type, but what I know is regular ginger. So it's so sweet. If someone could tell us if there is a difference between regular ginger and stored ginger, I will ask about this matter. I think it might be regular ginger or ginger. I don't know. Some countries call it zanjabil and some call it zanjabil. In the stored ginger, there are 5 substances. There are things in Japan too, Japonica. There are 5 or 6 substances. There's also a plant that seems to be Chinese or something like that. Finger millet too. Medicines or plants with strange names. I'm looking for the things that we know here, because there's licorice. Licorice is very well known in Egypt. People really like it, by the way. We drink licorice a lot in Egypt during Ramadan. How many substances are in licorice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in licorice. They say uralic licorice. Okay, that's its name, but I think it's the same as our regular licorice. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 active ingredients, and their names are all listed here. I won't bother you with their names, but they are present in licorice. So this is the first time I know that licorice has active ingredients that benefit the nervous system. Okay, I knew that it soothes coughs and protects the stomach lining and helps with ulcers, and that it has other effects and side effects because it contains some hormones or something like that. So this, a very nice piece of information is that one of the good things about licorice is its sweetness. Some people find licorice tasty because it contains a sweet substance, but it is not related to sugar, so don't worry, it won't raise your sugar levels. However, I advise not to consume it excessively. You can drink it every day, but not for very long periods. There are still many plants, and then there's the Japanese plum. Generally, anything that is red in color and plant-based contains these phenolic compounds. Chinese cinnamon, well, Chinese cinnamon is the regular cinnamon we know, but make sure to get proper cinnamon that isn't adulterated. I've heard it can be adulterated too. Cinnamon contains 3 known active compounds. Cinnamon is very good for reducing sugar levels, but it also has 3 compounds that benefit the nerves of a diabetic patient. The last one has only one substance, cumin. Cumin has just one substance that benefits the nervous system of diabetes patients. Sorry for taking so long on this topic, but diabetes patients will benefit from this information well. Another study, I don't see chia seeds as very important. Chia seeds, folks, a lot of people have talked about them regarding, blood pressure or something, and a lot of talk. I always came across studies and thought, well, others have talked about them and explained a lot. These chia seeds, you'll even find them in pharmacies here. You'll find treatments saying chia seeds. It says the effect of chia seeds on diabetes, blood pressure, lipid profile, obesity, and their indicators, meaning a complete review on this topic. And it says that they reduce the pressure by a very small percentage, meaning it lowers it by 3. For example, if the pressure is 160, it goes down to 157. The fats decreased by 14 milligrams. That's a good percentage, that 14. For example, if his fats are 80, they might go down to the 70s, which would be good. And in the last episode, Shadow, we talked about reducing fats, aiming to get below 70 when managing sugar. So if he takes chia seeds, it could lower them from 70 to even less. The bad cholesterol decreased a bit by about 5 milligrams per deciliter. And the systolic blood pressure, which is the high systole, the high blood pressure decreased, but with a high dose of chia seeds, it decreased by 3 milligrams, a slight decrease. So chia seeds have a benefit, but not a significant one. They might be useful for weight loss or something. Accomplished though on the topic of the microbiome and the intestines and its role and relationship in helping with diabetes. So my advice to you, so we don't prolong this research, is that this microbiome, folks, is either in yogurt or in these Korean pickles. I don't know if it's kimchi or what. And we also have supplements available in the pharmacy, which are these beneficial microbes. There is also ginkgo biloba. Of course, you've heard about the ginkgo plant, and it's available in pharmacies as ginkgo extract capsules under the name ginkgo biloba. And sometimes they add other dietary supplements with it. So what are its benefits in this research? It has many benefits, and in this research, its benefits include active anti-aging compounds. And of course, ginkgo has many health benefits because it is beneficial. It is said to improve memory, enhance blood sugar levels in the long term, and improve the efficiency of arteries and veins. So it is very beneficial and invigorating. That's regarding the ginkgo plant. Another study also on the topic of microbiota and its benefits for cartilage, for the joints, for cartilage. We said it's beneficial for many things. Research on stem cells and where we have reached. We always followed stem cells. I have done many episodes about them, stem cells and their role in treating diabetes and where they have reached. This was one of the studies that shows where we have reached at this level, at this time, for the stem cells. Of course, until now, we haven't fully reached it because we haven't developed stem cells that can live without causing problems, live and produce beta cells and continue living, because they, in one way or another, the immune system recognizes them and unfortunately is able to eliminate them. And this is very costly for them to last only a short period. This is not acceptable. We want it to last for a very long time. I mean, of course, I don't know. You tell me your opinions in the comments on this type of episode. This is something preliminary.
The second thing is about the importance of these topics. These topics, folks, have been with me for a long time. For example, the research I have here was published in February the 12th, year 2025. It's been a year and a bit now. Well, but of course, I haven't had time to say or feel that it might be something explained like it or of little importance or something like that. It tells you what permanent use means. Long term, what does that mean? A long period of continuous yogurt consumption, long term, is associated with a reduced occurrence of certain types of colon cancer. Okay, so this is Brigham University that conducted it. They found that the use of yogurt, and this is of course because of the beneficial microbes present in it, reduced the occurrence of certain types of cancers only in the colon. Of course, we want to delve into the research and find out what types of cancer are in the colon. So these are some of the benefits that come from yogurt. All right, I'll go tomorrow to buy a carton of yogurt and keep it with me all the time. Every time it runs out after a while, and when I forget to get it for a while too. Ginger is a very important study.
Very nice. It says that it's not a substance in ginger. We were just talking here about ginger for the nerves.
A specific substance inside ginger. Understood.
They found benefits in treating ulcerative colitis, inflammatory bowel disease, which is ulcerative colitis. And of course, you know that ulcerative colitis is difficult and its treatments are very expensive and involve immune therapies because the immune system misunderstands the colon. And when the immune system misunderstands something, it will destroy it.
Anything your immune system misunderstands, it will keep attacking for life.
If the kidneys are misunderstood, then the kidneys are gone if the body misunderstands anything in the body. So the immune system or autoimmune diseases result from the immune system which God created for us. Sorry, I just want to clarify this part so people understand why we are living like this and the immune system is quietly functioning inside us. Why? Why doesn't it attack us? But when a microbe enters, it starts attacking it and dealing with it. When a cancer cell forms, it attacks it and consumes it, okay? I mean, we have these cancer cells, thousands of them form every day, but thank God the immune system gets rid of them. So there's something God made as a strong barrier. It's called a checkpoint. Do you know what a checkpoint means? You know, like the Israelis, when they set up a point and stop the Palestinian there, no one passes. Like the Rafah crossing, no one passes. And there's a barrier God created between the immune system and your body. We look at it as your body being self, meaning you are part of us, known to be part of us. But if something foreign enters, we call it non-self, foreign. The system starts saying, no, I don't recognize you. Come here, you will die, I will destroy you. So what happens is that sometimes this barrier stops at certain organs. The immune system misunderstands this organ and starts attacking it. Like, for example, people with lupus. There's a milder type where the sun causes a red patch. But then there's full-blown lupus where the immune system misunderstands the whole body. So we have to stop the immune system immediately. Let's get back to this topic, the colon. The immune system misunderstands the colon. It starts attacking the colon. These ulcers begin to form in the colon. Its treatments are difficult. So our research topic at the University of Toronto in Canada, published in February, found that there is an active ingredient in ginger. I hope anyone who hears this video or knows someone with ulcerative colitis, it's called Crohn's disease. It's a bit more severe than irritable bowel syndrome. Send this part to him
telling him that there's a substance in ginger that somehow can treat this inflammatory or ulcerative colon.
When this is a natural substance, so we don't need to be afraid of it or say we need a consultation and so on. This is a natural substance.
It's a beautiful thing. I hope the group tries it. They should try the ulcerative colitis issue with ginger to give us a result for it. Research about erection. Erection problems in men. And then the whole story and narrative is a comprehensive review of all erection medications and also the experts' opinions on them. A long study, and it requires, of course, there are erectile dysfunction medications available in the pharmacy that started with Viagra, which is sildenafil, then tadalafil and vardenafil, and many men use them. We also talked in a previous video, folks, about melatonin, which is the natural sleep hormone taken as a dietary supplement and has many other benefits, such as improving testosterone production and helping with the issue of erection. And also for diabetic patients, there is metformin. Metformin, to some extent, is mentioned here. Of course, I need to delve into the research to verify the information. He is telling you that there are things that are FDA approved, right? And I also need to verify its information because it has a lot of details. And if you prefer, we can stop here with the research and see what else, because honestly, we've gone on for quite a while. Peace be upon you, our dear doctor. Welcome. Jordan first. I wish all Arab countries were first. Your name is very nice, Jordan. But Jordan, not the foreign name, Jordan, the country. I had two dear friends and colleagues studying with me abroad for the master's degree. They were from Jordan. One was named Adib Al-Sheikh Ali. He is now a very prominent researcher. I see his research. And the other was Hussein Amouris. Respectable people, and they were my friends. They were the only Arabs with me abroad and were more than brothers. I still remember them despite the long time, and they have many favors on me. The second question is, does nicotinamide cause redness? No. Be aware there is a significant difference between nicotinic acid, an acid called nicotinic acid. Nicotinic acid, Professor, and this, I don't know what. Nicotinic acid causes flushing because it's an acid, and it's mostly used to treat fats, to reduce blood fats. Inside the body, part of it converts to nicotinamide. They made nicotinamide because what is inside our body is nicotinamide. What benefits us is the nicotinamide. Even when we take nicotinic acid, part of it becomes nicotinamide. So nicotinamide is not an acid, not an acidic substance, and it does not cause flushing, so don't worry about it. Nicotinamide is a safe form, but when you buy it, if you know English, make sure it doesn't say nicotinic acid. Acid means the word acid. It is not nicotinic acid written as nicotinamide. Have the pharmacist read it for you, so it should be the word amide, okay? Amide at the end, nicotinamide. I apologize for repeating this. It's for those who are not specialized in the subject or don't know these scientific terms, so I repeat it just to make it stick in memory. Hello, doctor. Hello, Bree Diamond. Welcome and tell us where you are from. Everyone, we would love to know. We want this gathering to be a gathering of all our Arab countries. And even if they are Islamic countries but don't know Arabic, it would be better because it's a gathering. We were one country before the division. This episode, however, is not dedicated to politics. The war is coming back again. I said I would come down and return to the films for the channel, to the medical topics, and it's as if nothing happened. Hereditary retinal detachment. The problem with genetic diseases is that their treatment is gene therapy, because as long as it's hereditary, it means there is a specific defect in an inherited gene. And all genetic diseases can be completely treated, but the treatments are still expensive. Yeah, for example, hemophilia, where a person bleeds on their own, you might find their blood even pooling under their skin.
horrible disease, missing one gene. Now it has an injection, but it's expensive. Why is it expensive? Because the one who produces it is from God. God means you have reached the night. God guided you to it, but not for the purpose of what here? It is a protein substance like insulin, so its price should be cheap. It is a very expensive gene therapy for any retinal or genetic diseases. Everyone talks about pigment inflammation and some other inflammation. Each one has a gene and everything. And some of them have genes, But I mean, 11, let me tell you, they of course rely on why is the treatment expensive? They say, are you paying anything? In America, you don't pay anything. It's the health insurance that pays, meaning the country pays for it. So if there is health insurance here that covers it or treatment at the state's expense, it bears all these costs.
The Breed Hammond again says, take your time, doctor. May God bless you, my dear. I really troubled you with these researches.
I am passionate about these things. I love these matters because knowledge is light. And the reason for our backwardness is our neglect of science. People are sitting watching plays and series while they are conducting research.
But the Arabs have made a significant contribution. But why do they go there? Because we talked in a previous episode about the problem of scientific research in Arab countries, and we don't want to repeat it again. White horse, white rose. Either all these names are English or they come from English. The important thing is,
hello, what is new in the treatment of knee cartilage erosion? It's inflammations and leg bone fractures. Thank you in advance for your efforts.
The wear of the knee cartilage, there was only one thing I did about its treatment a long time ago. There was one medication, a colleague of ours, an Egyptian, was with me at the university. Even Dr. Riyad Al-Babari and his wife were at the University of Rochester at the time. And he moved to the University of Pennsylvania. There is now something they discovered, a treatment or medication called paroxetine, which is originally for depression. They found that it helps to stop the process of joint erosion, inflammation, not the inflammation of joint erosion. And since then, I haven't found anything of high value for us to work on because this disease has no cure. Something of value that would be considered an achievement, as we would say. I won't read the names unless they are easy to read because the names are very strange. YouTube is to blame. So you say, doctor, you mentioned in a previous video about wormwood that it should be taken once a day. No, I didn't say that in the video. Don't attribute something wrong to me, please. Go back to the video again. It is taken once a day on an empty stomach for a week, then stop for a week. No, I mean at most stick to twice a week, okay? And continue for a while. That's better than doing it for a week and stopping for a week to rest.
That's a lot. Just go back to the video and verify what's there, okay? All right, peace be upon you, our Dr. Samy. May God protect you and bring you happiness, and all of us as well. Thank you for all the valuable and useful medical information you provide us. May God reward you with goodness. May God reward you, doctor. I am from Iraq, and my name is Wada.
Welcome, brother Wada. One of the countries I most want to visit is Iraq. I feel that we Egyptians are like Iraqis. I don't know. There's a very strong similarity. You feel the same rivers, the same importance of the river. They'll tell you the Nile, Tigris, Euphrates. So I like to feel that I am, Iraqi. When I was young, during the days of Saddam Hussein, may God have mercy on him, our country. I mean, I am a farmer, from the farmers. 3/4 of our country used to work in Iraq. And before the phenomenon of working in Iraq in the late 70s and 80s and those things, all the houses in the villages were built with mud. You know what mud is?
They would make a clay mixture like that and make bricks from it. And it was rare for someone to build a house with red bricks. And when the house got old, they would demolish it and build another one.
Easy. So the Egyptians went to Iraq, worked, and God blessed them. So they came back and built with reinforced concrete, reinforced iron and cement, and 2 or 3 floors. And they would build a building, open it up, put 2 shops in front, rent out 2 shops, or make a workshop or a store, and then sit back and not work anymore. They rent out the apartments and shops, and God blesses them.
He will tell you that's in Iraq. So it means the Iraqi were better than us. No denying. May God bring you goodness again. Your land is full of blessings.
Things from God don't last. These are the days. God willing, the goodness will return to you again, and the favor will be yours as it was for all Egyptians, honestly. Aisha Ahmed says, I hope, doctor, that you save this live broadcast as a video for us to return to. It is being saved. As soon as I close it, it might be because it's available on YouTube. You can go back to it, and it will have a title and a picture indicating that it's the second episode of this live broadcast. You can return to it, and it will work normally. It's always saved on YouTube. Okay, these are the questions I found in front of me. So, God willing, we will do live broadcast episodes like this to quickly review. And as I tell you, let me know your opinion on these episodes. And if you have a specific topic you would like us to explain in more detail, we can bring it and make a special episode for it. Tell me in the comments, and I will see you again, God willing. Peace be upon you, and God's mercy and blessings. Goodbye.